Rating the Kingdom, episode 127, bonus episode. No pack, no. This is a week 5 preview. Raiders versus the Packers. Coach is not with me today. He is doing something CrossFit-y, I believe. That's just what I'm assuming he's doing if he's not here at work. So Austin is joining me, our original co-host, representing the Packers. Had to have him back for this little bout. How are we doing today, Mr. Austin?
We're doing all right. Not amazing, courtesy of last Thursday. Long wait to get some pride back and feel less shameful.
Like Lions pride? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, that was a poor choice of words. Not a hot start for me. Need Monday to come, and I need it to be a good performance from the boys. We're going to get into it. Another primetime game. Honestly, a lot of for like two teams that aren't really playoff set right now, and like not really sure where we're going. Kind of a lot on the line, a lot of stories. So yeah, we'll get into it.
Well, you guys stand at 2-2, if I'm not correct. Second in the NFC North.
This is true, correct.
And then the Raiders are 1-3, looking bottom of the barrel AFC West. So yeah, not even in the same divisions, but fan base wise, you guys want to see a little extra out of Jordan Love, and the Raiders want to see a little something out of the Raiders. We have yet to eclipse 18 points in our 4 games. We have not scored more than 18. I'm pretty confident you guys have already surpassed that little number there. So these two teams really don't play each other that often. I believe the record currently stands. The Raiders have lost 8 straight to the Packers. We haven't beaten them since 1987, which is before both of us were born. So I have not witnessed a Raiders Super Bowl win, but apparently in my lifetime I've not witnessed a Raiders Packers win. So I'm pretty sad already. And then, as we know, Aaron Rodgers got his perfect passer rating game against the Oakland Raiders in 2019. The final score was 42 Green Bay, 24 Oakland. Rodgers had 5 tutties, 0 pickers, 25 for 31. Luckily, we're not going against
31.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Luckily, I remember that game was awful. I can't believe we even had 24 points that time. Well, that's because Jimmy wasn't the quarterback. But luckily we're not playing against Aaron Rodgers. Got Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers Jr. maybe to some, but not quite reaching that peak level. I'm nervous but optimistic. So why don't we just go into what concerns you for the Packers playing the Raiders this game? It's at Allegiant Stadium, which really doesn't mean a whole lot anymore. But what concerns you?
So you're nervous but optimistic. I'm optimistic but I'm nervous.
Okay.
We are 2-2. We had the comeback against the Saints. We had the fall apart against the Falcons, and then we had, in my opinion, the no-show against the Lions.
No-show.
And the Lions one felt like it was a big one for us to like you said, going into that game 2-1. Lions are 2-1. Vikes and Bears were 0-3. Who's kind of like both. You could argue, well, we don't know what the Bears are doing. Vikings kind of on a decline. Who's it going to be between us and Lions? And we just fall flat. Bad penalties, bad offense, bad pass protection, no establishing the run game. We got some points on there to make it somewhat respectable, but it was like 27-3 at half. Errors all over the board. So since then, D-Bach out for the rest of the season, maybe 2024, who knows? Aaron Jones. Now, the nice thing from the Thursday is and then to Monday night, so we've now had we're going to get like 11 days or something like that to heal up, which is big for Aaron Jones, big for Christian Watson. Luke Musgrave is in concussion syndrome. Eric Stokes has been back at practice. Some of the offensive line is banged up. We are going to miss Devondre Campbell. Jair should be back.
Jair has to be back
we're
for this one.
We're going to be closer to healthier. Very excited for Eric Stokes to come back and add some depth there because Keyshawn does sneak in some snaps on defense, and it can get a little weird. But the big things I'm looking for is the O-line needs to figure it out. We have a habit of trotting out our best 5, which it's nice that we have depth, but also we don't have a clear set 5. People are always banged up, always moving lines. ACLs are going. Need the O-line to look better like it did in the first couple of weeks because Jordan needs clean pockets because his completion percentage is, I believe, the worst in the league. And that's also on a big sample size now. This is week 5. And he has been a victim of some drops. The Saints game was a victim of just some very good pass breakups. He does like to take some deep shots. And also, he's probably the Aaron Jones and Patrick Mahomes love child and is going to be another Hall of Fame quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
Did you say that Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers love child?
Yeah, pretty much. If you were to combine
Okay.
them, like a little bit more athleticism, but still with Aaron's dimes, that's basically what we're looking at. I think being conservative, realistic, humble, normal, that's what we're dealing
Hmm.
with. He's going to have his weapons out there. Musgrave should be a go. All three wide receivers, the young guns, the track team, Christian Watson, and Romeo Dobbs, who's having a great start, and Jaden Reed, who looks every bit real.
And Eric
So
Stokes is back. Right.
Eric Stokes is back. With the clean pocket and with Jordan Love's rising completion percentage, we need to see a run game, specifically from number 33, Aaron Jones.
No, give it to AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon,
Listen,
dude.
I love the mayor of Door County. Quadzilla for days. He has a role in this offense. He's gotten some slander. He's not a lead back. Fine. Aaron Jones, I'm telling you, it needs 75% of our drives. The first play should be a handoff to Aaron Jones. Not a pitch, not a toss, some play action, some straight up passing. I know we're all like data and analyzing and Warren, what's his face? Warren Sharp, passing.
Warren Sharp did.
When we're doing these 3 and outs, it's like right back to what Aaron was doing last year, where we sustain no drives. The defense has to play for 40 minutes. We don't have that kind of defense. We need protection for Jordan. Jordan completion percentage has to go up. We've got to maintain drives. All those things are interlinked with handing the ball to Aaron Jones. We can certainly throw it to him as well, but he has got to be involved because we're not. I don't think our wide receivers are at a point yet where they can just do it all themselves. I don't think Jordan can do it all himself. We need to have a run game. Even if we're down 7-3, even if we're down 14-3, Shaley, that's a 1 score and everything's different. It's early in the game. Do not abandon the run, Matt LaFleur. It's like Mike McCarthy all over again. Freaks me out.
Ooh, that's a rough comparison.
I swear to God, it's just like we just give up on Aaron Jones, and then after the game, he's like, we got to find a way to get it Aaron Jones. You got the headsets.
You can start handing him the ball.
That's a start. Our last game against the Lions, we have a pick on the opening drive that we don't turn into anything but a field goal. 3 and out on the next drive, they score. 3 and out on the next drive, they score. We take our first run attempt, our first rush of the entire game on like the 4th drive of the game, and it was 2 to AJ Dillon. How is that not? If it's going to be 2, then if we waited this long, why is it not Aaron Jones? It doesn't make sense.
And what AJ Dillon do with the ball? Not a whole lot, right?
4 yards, 5 yards. I mean, it's like a joke, but a sad joke among Packers Twitter about his guy can squat 600 pounds, but somehow just like stumbles over his own feet. Or it's. I mean, fans love him. I swear he has a role in this offense. Good change of pace. Great number 2, but it should not be a 50-50. It shouldn't be a 60-40. This needs to be like a 70-30, 80-20 type share in the backfield.
Just convert him to fullback.
I mean, Aaron Jones has some health issues, but when he's healthy, you got to run him. We paid him. It's weird. So all those things really go. That's the big ones for me. The O-line protecting, completion percentage, Jordan Love, offense sustained drives. How is that done? Running the ball, thinking off your short balls, not taking as many deep shots. Your guys' defense, I mean, I'm nervous about the pass rush 100%. I don't know a ton about your secondary. I don't know a ton about our running game. I'm nervous about Josh Jacobs for sure. I don't really know Jimmy Devontae's shoulder. It's going to be interesting on your side, honestly. I know like you guys have struggled to score. Max is a stud. Yes. I know is Nate Hobbs injured? Did I see his name? Has he played yet?
He has played this season, and when he did play, he looked pretty nice. And he's out this game, so I'm pretty upset about that.
Yeah, I don't know as much about. Obviously, I mean, it goes without saying you guys than I do about the Pack, but we have a lot of things that I'm looking for. With that being said, I don't want to say must-win game. That's so ridiculous, but like. Looking at where we are, realistically, you guys have looked a little worse. We've looked a little better. Both need a win, but I would feel very, very, very shitty coming away with a loss from Legion Stadium. Going into the bye week. A win here.
Ew, you have a week 6 bye week?
Which is, I don't usually like the early ones, but now we get everyone healthy again. So we had Thursday, long wait till Monday night. Let's get a win, be 3-2. Bye week, we get healthy again. We come out and we smoke Denver. All of a sudden, you're 4-2 and everyone's healthy. It's a long rest of the season, but that gets us through to week 8. So it starts Monday night. Monday night, and it's on prime time. It's in front of everybody. And the last time we did that, we looked like shit. So a lot of questions, but my big ones are the O-line, the running game, and Jordan Love just being a little bit more, I want to say like conservative, but just we need a higher completion percentage. We got to possess the ball more. So. Oh, and Rashawn Gary's a stud. Wait till he gets at full health because he's sacking people off like 20 snaps a game. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm going to talk about Rashawn for a minute for sure.
He's a savage. So I know I went a long spiel. I haven't been back in a while. I'm very nervous about Monday, so I'll hand you the baton there and take it over.
So I know we've talked about this in the past. I don't like primetime games, not anything about how my Raiders play, but because there's no other games on. So
I live
all of
for it.
our friends that are fans and whatnot, they're texting you left and right. You almost feel
Monday's
like
gonna be
you're on.
such a long day. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's going to be so. But when your team is bad, like the Raiders, and we're in primetime games, everyone's texting me about it, and I can barely focus on the game because everyone's usually running their mouth because they're doing bad.
See, that's
But
where you're nervous, optimistic. I'm optimistic, but nervous at the
you're,
same. I'm excited for
I'm,
Monday, but I'm shitting
yeah,
myself. You're shitting
right.
yourself for Monday, but you're like, okay, it could be a good thing.
Right. I am definitely cup half empty and you're cup half full. I think that's where we're at right now. But let's start with what you said there. So your run defense is really bad right now. It's the 30th ranked run defense in the league. You guys are
Par for the
averaging
course.
4.5 yards per carry in rushing yards allowed. Well, 4.5 yards per carry, 30th in rushing yards allowed. So really, really not great. The Raiders offense is last in the league in rushing yards per game. Josh Jacobs cannot get going. You see, if you have him in fantasy, he's helping you out in the receiving game, not so much in the rushing game. He has one touchdown. So we're hoping that this is the game where he gets back on track. He only has 166 rushing yards in 4 games. We'd like to see that number increase by 100 on Monday night. That's my plan.
Okay.
I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. So hopefully exploiting the bad run defense. Our O-line is not playing that well. What you and I talked about is chemistry. We're keeping the same 5 on the field. Our tight ends are, a lot of, 11 personnel, a running back, a tight end, or 2 tight ends and a running back. So 12 personnel. Our tight ends aren't really blocking their butts off. And the O-line, Jacobs is getting hit behind the line of scrimmage as soon as he touches the ball. So that we'd at least like him to get a yard beyond the line of scrimmage before someone touches him. So that's a pretty harrowing statistic right there. As far as O-lines go, though, I've been looking at yours, and you and I talked a little bit about this. So Tyree Wilson, the rookie, Malcolm Kuntz, they're getting more reps, kind of splitting, going off your left tackle, Rasheed Walker there. And then Zach Tom is the right tackle. I don't know a lot about him. Not a ton of snaps.
So he's a little banged up right now, but honestly, he's almost like not as good, but he's almost like a little Elton Jenkins 2.0. He can play any position on that line, and he's usually legit. So like, I'm a little more nervous once we start talking about like the Royce Newmans of the world.
Right.
Zach Tom, and honestly, with Bach out, Zach Tom and Elton are like our 2 linchpins that we really need back and healthy. And I think Zach is definitely healthier than Elton, but he has been practicing. So with those 2, we can boost the other 3, and the 5 is good. If we're missing one of them, it feels a little bit sketchier.
Because Tyree Wilson is a one-man blocker. He generated his first multi-pressure game last week against the Chargers, which was Rashawn Slater, who's I think he's the 12th ranked tackle in the league, so that's pretty solid. And then Max Crosby was just a savage. 2 sacks, multiple tackles for loss, quarterback hits. I think 4 to 6. I think it was 4 pressures. But he batted a ball down. He's all over the place. So Zach Tom, if he is going to be on his own against Max on an island, he could be in some trouble. I am nervous about setting the edge with Jordan Love because he can use his athleticism like you talked about. Tyree is kind of working on that. He's getting a lot better against the run. Malcolm Kuntz is better in just straight up rushing the passer. And then obviously, Max will just do it all. Our linebackers are not great. Liabilities in coverage for sure. I don't know who is going to be able to cover Christian Watson if you send him on those big deep balls. I'm thinking Patrick Graham's going to have the Raiders aligned out in a lot of keep the safeties up high. I think if one drops and Jordan Love can recognize it, Christian Watson will take one to the house, and that'll be terrifying.
And Jordan will take those shots. Like, he is always looking for it. It seems like his look is like
early he does.
It's also like our first look is like our realistic passing option. Look 2 is a deep ball. It seems like half the time, and then we're looking to our short ball on look 3.
A lot of play action.
He'll take, and I always say this shots. In any game, I'm expecting there's going to be a bare minimum of 2 times where it's a designed setup go route for Christian with people trying to pull defenders out of the way and stuff like that. So that will happen. They will be testing.
Yeah. Kind of like how we saw DJ Moore continuing to get open so much against the Bears. I think if the Raiders commit to like a zone defense, you're going to see the same thing. And then the matchup, so that makes me nervous right there. Then the matchup that we all want to see, Jair Alexander versus Devontae Adams. Devontae is going to be lined up all over the field. And then obviously he knows Stokes. He knows Jair. He knows
Rasul Douglas.
Rasul Douglas, yeah. I think he could pick apart your secondary as he pleases. I know that Joe Barry, for some reason, I don't know why he does this, but he likes to let Jair bounce around and not necessarily ride with the number one, because when he does ride with the one, he's usually pretty damn effective. I don't remember which game that was last year, but when he was just all over Justin Jefferson, and it was
the second time we played them.
Oh yeah, he was all over it. So I mean, you seem to have a difference of opinion, but I think Devontae is still in form. Like, the Steelers did not have anyone that could cover him. It was really dependent on the one man who is going to help you guys win this game, which is Jimmy Garoppolo. The timing is not right with Devontae. He's throwing into traffic. He's going to get the guy killed. He's going to play because he's a savage. Devontae, that is. But Jimmy, coming off his little concussion protocol, which I don't know how you get concussed that easily, but that's another story for another day. So I think Devontae has the ability to do whatever he can do. It's just whether or not Jimmy is going to see it and be able to hit him on those shots. So I don't know how you love Devontae.
I mean, definitely. Yeah. Listen, you can't see it, but the jersey's right over there. No, he's still. I mean, on his day when every wide receiver has their best day, I think he's still top 2, not 2. I think we're forgetting that just because Jimmy G is throwing the ball there. I mean, didn't he just go off with Aiden O'Connell?
I wouldn't say go off. He had a pretty.
Was it the week before that? It was like the Sunday night before that or something like that, and he went off at 172.
Jimmy, gave. Okay, he had like 16 targets or something like that and hauled in.
Definitely a danger. Definitely can do damage. I would say, pick apart with ease, or that's a little aggressive.
You can do it, dude.
Okay, all right. Let's all just relax. I wish Jair would shadow him. Even with that being said, it's just Devontae's size makes him a mismatch for basically every corner in the league. So that's always a challenge. But obviously, we know he's the number one look. Jacoby, not bad. Josh Jacobs will certainly pose a problem. So I can expect and deal with like damage being done by both Josh and Devontae. But we can't let one of them go buck wild. It can't be the Josh Jacobs 20 carries for 185 yards. It can't be Devontae 12 for 165. Josh goes 18 for 100. Fine. Devontae goes 8 for 98. Okay, we should be able to win that game offensively. But if those two get wild, that's no bueno for us, because now you're asking a lot of the offense, which explosive at times hasn't shown the consistency to score throughout 4 quarters, aside from the Bears game. And the Bears defense looks very sus, so you can't really judge that.
That's true. And it was
that's what I'm saying. Storylines. There's storylines everywhere. There's storylines everywhere for a 2-2, 1-3 separate division teams. One with an old quarterback, one with a young quarterback. There's storylines everywhere. I mean, Josh McDaniel sucks, so you guys lose national spotlight again. His seat gets even hotter. I'm
fine.
It's gonna be an interesting Monday.
Takes a ride out of Vegas. That'd be, if you guys force that'd be fine with me. The stat you and I were talking about was the Steelers game. Devontae had 13 receptions for 172 yards, 13.2 average, 2 tuds, and
that can't happen.
Still lost that game though. So
see what I mean? But I'm sure like that we just can't. Not with our defense. Can't fall down early. Can't be behind early, because then Josh can get all these handoffs. And while our run defense looked better in the first couple games, it's still questionable.
But as you know, Jimmy is, I believe, leading the league in interceptions with 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, tied with Daniel Jones.
Oh.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
And he missed a game. Yikes.
So I would expect he's probably going to throw one your way this game.
I love that. Let's take it to the house.
I hate it. Don't do that. Wouldn't like to see that. I don't know if there's been.
Could be fun. Could be nice.
Could be. Yeah, you'll have so much more room for activities. But spirit fingers. So I'm pretty terrified, as we've said. I'm still going to ride with my boys as we get into the end of our bonus episode. I'm going 24-21 Raiders at home. I really hope a lot of Packers fans. I don't want to see a lot of green out there. This is pissing me off. It's the Raiders Stadium, and it's been full of away fans since we opened it. So, but I'm going to ride with the boys. I think we'll turn it up at home. Tyree Wilson will get his first sack against Rasheed Walker.
Oh, boy.
Confetti everywhere. We'll break the 8-game losing streak.
You're 2-3.
First win against the Packers since '87.
The world is not enough.
That's it. That'll
Well,
be
in
our
this
Super
case-
Bowl this year because we're not making it to the Super Bowl, so that'll be our Super Bowl.
In this case, you guys are definitely going to put up more than 18 points. Okay. That's because you're going to put up 20 points. Unfortunately, that's going to be 11 less than what the Packers leave with because they're going to win 31-20. The offense is going to look
31
so much
to
better.
20.
31-20. Going to hang it up. Okay.
I'm gonna write this down. 31 to
So
20.
write it down. Write it down. I'll write it on my whiteboard
Son
right
of
in
a-
front of me. So 31-20. Okay. A few field
Okay.
goals, couple tutties. Everybody's happy.
I will not be happy.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. 4 tutties and a field goal is what we're looking at. So.
Oh God, Coach took you in our predictions episode. I just realized Coach even went against my boys. Thanks a lot,
Listen,
dude. I thought you were
we're
gonna
gonna
back me
get-
up right now and say we're
gonna get back on track. 3-2. Bye week. People get healthy. We come out. We kick the living shit out of the Broncos country. Let's ride.
Oh,
And then we're 4-2, and away we go. On making the playoffs. If we go 2-3, I'm depressed, dejected, living in a dark place, and just so sad through a bye week. And then we have a huge uphill battle to
for
climb.
a week if we
A
win.
huge uphill battle to climb. So no, when we get it done 31-20 on Monday night, I will be jacked up. And
You're not preferred.
put 1,000 on Jordan, put 1,000 on black, walk out of there. Bang, money.
Do you really want to do this right now? You want to do this right
Do we
now?
want to do this right now?
So yeah, I'm
yeah.
I'm hoping that it'll end the drop. We're also in 2 different circumstances where we have all these stars and we can't keep them for long, and we need to get stack some wins to keep Devontae happy and keep Crosby keep him with it. You guys are kind of in a different phase. You have so many rookies that you get to kind of cherry pick who you're going to keep, but you want to continue the progression with Jordan Love to, show that there's a future there. Which right now I still think there is.
Oh no, 1,000%. I think coming
yeah.
into the season, it was. I mean, I was telling people from the get-go, I thought I believed in the guy, and I think preseason I only doubled down on that.
Well, I don't know how many
season,
times I texted you and said I'm so pissed that he's good.
Yeah,
I
think everyone was. Again, we get that consistency and the completion percentage a bit higher. I mean, you can see it's there over the first few weeks. So I think we came into this season as like I was optimistic about playoffs or hopeful. Let's say hopeful, but would have been fine if we didn't, as long as we look good. And honestly, after 4 weeks, even with the 2 bad games, I now kind of expect it. Maybe not win the division, but I kind of expect playoffs. But there's enough talent. There's enough there to win enough games to go to the playoffs, no doubt in my mind. So it's just an execution. Oh, and penalties have been horrendous for us. Keep an eye on that.
Can't say
offensive line. We're false starting right, left, and center, just like boneheaded, stupid shit. So we're gonna
let the boys play.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Let's get a little physical, get a handsy, and have a good Monday night.
And then when we meet in the Super Bowl, it'll be
okay.
legendary.
All right. Well, we had it good for 20 minutes, and then he went off the rails.
Yeah, went off the rails. All right, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy the game Monday night, and thank you to Austin for coming back with us for a little bit. Welcome anytime, and just win, baby.
Go Pack Go.